What do we have for Gemini? Knight of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy at the foundation of the reading. Gemini, I've been getting these messages for you leading up to this reading, surrounding individuals trying to tell you that you're not on the right path or that what you're doing isn't in alignment with your higher self, which is causing you to doubt the moves you're making. Now, Gemini, it's very important that you keep pushing forward on the path you are on and try your best to shut out people's opinions of where you may be heading to in your life. There's a lot of distractions inside the collective, more so now than ever. There's a lot of people around you that want to take the focus off of what they may be doing in their life and point fingers at you. Projection. As long as you're doing your best to do the right thing and be the best version of yourself, based off of a standard that you have set with Source, the Divine, God, whoever you look to for your higher guidance, then you have nothing to worry about. But there's this energy of just overthinking, overanalyzing, worrying if the choices you're making are going to lead you down a dark path, if the choices you're making are in fact correct. Gemini, just about all of us feel this way because it seems as though everybody has something negative to say about everything that every single person in the world is doing. You could be somebody who's out here helping guide the collective, trying to inject some hope into this world, and there's always going to be somebody that's telling you you're doing something wrong. The most important thing that you need to focus on right now is checking in with yourself, your spirit guides, and spirit, and God, and Source. Ask, am I on the right path? Do it every day if you have to. There's nothing wrong with that. Because living inside this matrix that we all live in, we're constantly bombarded with distractions. So you do have to check in with yourself all the time. Make sure that you haven't been derailed somewhere along the way without even realizing it. Sometimes we get so caught up in the chaos of everyday life, we have a tendency to miss things. So again, make sure that you are taking that time to step outside the fishbowl, so to speak, right? Having that higher perspective over your life and where you may be at, and making sure that everything is still intact and in alignment with the original direction that you always intended to go. What do we have at the sacral, please? Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy at the sacral. Gemini, there's a lot of people inside your energy that are simply scared to take the path you are taking. I feel like you're taking a lot of chances to be able to pull in this stability for yourself in your life. Now, this could be business opportunities. It could have to do with living situations. It could be relationships. It could really be anything, so take it as it fits. But what I'm getting from the Gemini collective is you've just been taking a chance. And there's a lot of people who have a problem with this. I don't think that your original intention was to hurt anybody, Gemini. But sometimes in order to get on this path, there are other individuals that you're going to have to leave behind. And this is something that I feel you've started to understand now. And as painful as this process is, it's either you or them. Okay? And it's very important that you're always putting yourself first, especially when it comes to your stability, to your security, to your purpose in this life cycle. It's not unheard of to have family members around you that don't want you to be the absolute best you can possibly be, because a lot of these people are afraid to take the chances to pull that into their own reality. Very few take the path that you're on or the path that you're preparing to step onto. It takes a lot of courage. And it takes unwavering faith. But if your heart is in the right place, there's not a whole lot that you need to worry about. Because when you get on the other side and you actually step into this new timeline, you'll start to wonder why you didn't do it sooner. And it's in these moments that you start to realize it was all environmental. You start to look at your life as a kind of obstacle that you had to overcome to get to where you are now, to get to where you are in that moment of realization. All of us face this in some capacity, Gemini. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Ace of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, again, at the solar plexus. Gemini, this path that is opening up for you has been divinely orchestrated into your life. Here you are, thinking about it, right? You're like, should I go after this dream, this path, whatever this represents for you? At that sacral position, which is all related to your passion, your creativity. And then here we can see very clearly that the divine is trying to place that pentacle into your hands, telling me that this voice that you hear calling you from within is the voice of spirit, trying to lead you down this path right there. See those pinnacles of success. And it's right there at the solar plexus, which is all related to your confidence, your personal power, your drive. So you need to harness enough confidence in your life to be able to step into your power and not allow other individuals to make you feel powerless or inferior to them. You need to sidestep these individuals and listen to that inner voice. Block out the noise. A lot of you are having this internal battle right now. You hear the voice, but circumstance is holding you back. Some of you are so weighed down with responsibility that there's seemingly no way out. And if that's you, Gemini, you need to start looking inward. It's when you start connecting through meditation and prayer to Source, to the divine, will doors begin to open up for you. Doors inside your mind, ideas, ways that you can overcome things in your waking life. It's like the divine opens up this secret door for you didn't even know was there. Those are downloads. That's all a part of your mission statement. Just when you feel like there's nowhere to turn, you feel boxed in, you feel cornered in your life, you find a secret doorway out of what may be holding you back by going inward. It's like you have to sit down with your spirit team. And because of their unique perspective over your life, they're able to transmit messages to you in order to help you overcome what you may be facing in your waking life. There's always a way out of things, Gemini, as long as you have a willingness to put in the work to do so. What do we have at the heart, please? Four of Pentacles, Capricorn energy at the heart. Gemini, there is something that you are holding back from, and it's all over this reading. There's something you know is for you. There's a path that you feel yourself being called to, something along these lines. But you're scared. You're consumed by responsibility. Sometimes people get so scared to get on their path, they take on more responsibility, so they have an excuse as to why they can't take these chances in their life. And that's actually very common as well, Gemini. A lot of you are afraid of what you may lose if you go this direction. You're afraid of some sort of financial loss. You're afraid of gambling with your security. But the energy that I'm getting here is showing me Geminis out in the collective that may have to relinquish some things. And then as you step into this new timeline, I see very clearly you gaining all of this back and then some. I only have 4 cards on the table, and what I'm seeing here is somebody who's being guided to make some lifestyle changes in their life. There's a lot of financial gain connected to this. There's a lot of material security and wealth also connected to this. But you're also being called to take some chances here and have faith. There's something you want. There's something you see for your life. And the divine is clearing the path for you. And all I can tell you is, Gemini, that path is never easy to go down. It's never comfortable, but it's always worth it. What do we have at the throat, please? Ace of Wands. So we have 2 aces on the table. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sag energy with this Ace of Wands at the throat. There's an emphasis on beginnings here. There's an emphasis on something new that the divine is trying to bring into your life. But it takes you harnessing this courage and confidence to pull this off. The divine is asking you to take a risk here, Gemini. And as you can see here, this Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Wands is surrounding this 4 of Pentacles. So here you are holding back, right? I feel that a lot of you are putting so much energy into trying to keep something together here, right? Whenever I get this card, it's like somebody who's driving a car and it's really foggy and they've got both their arms around their steering wheel. It's like they're trying to see through the windshield. It's like that's how you're navigating this current timeline. This is no way to live, Gemini. It's like you're trying to hold everything together when the divine is saying to you, hey, you know what? We have something way better for you. Something that's in alignment with what you actually came here to do. For some of you, this could be a marriage you're trying to hold together, a relationship, a friendship, take it as it fits. And it's like you're walking on eggshells. Trying to hold on to what you have that is no longer serving your highest good. It's like you feel so weighed down in this energy of constantly making up excuses as to why you can't get on this new path. What do we have at the third eye? Seven of Wands at the third eye. Wow, Leo energy. There's so much distraction around you. You're feeling overwhelmed. It seems like the responsibility is increasing day after day. There's no relief. Whatever this is here that you're dealing with is unsustainable. Here you are, up against all this responsibility. Or people, take it as it fits. But you're being called here to really take a stand and take control back over your life, or take a new level of control over your life that for a lot of you, I don't even feel like you've ever experienced before. This is something new, Gemini. I feel that the cycle you're in is over. There's just nothing left to see there. You've gathered all the wisdom that the universe wanted you to gather, and now it's time for an evolution in your life. And there's so much distraction around you. Some of you have already been putting together plans to do this for a few years now, and in the 11th hour, your plans stall out. And I feel that this is based off of somebody's negative projections around you. It's like, yeah, I guess you're right. Who am I kidding? Just got to stay here and live this life. What do we have at the crown, please? Wow. Hangman, Pisces energy at the crown. And here you are, right? Suspended in this life cycle. Getting pinged, right? Downloads coming through from the divine. Gemini, wake up. Wake up. And you're like, what? Who is that? Is that God? Is that you talking to me? And here you are trying to kick yourself out of this space of suspension. It's like the divine is trying to get you to let go of everything that's holding you back. So you're at this point in your life, Gemini, where, I'm picking up an Eight of Swords energy for you, which is your energy. But Eight of Swords is all about self-imposed mental restrictions, right? It's something that you keep yourself imprisoned in, but you don't have to be there. Shadow Gemini energy. So it's like you're being your own worst enemy. There's also an energy here of victimization that I'm picking up. It's like you're allowing these dynamics to victimize you, right? So it's kind of like a woe is me kind of energy. That's not a place that you want to end up, Gemini. Very, very dangerous. It's not good for your mental well-being. If that's how you feel, you need to make some changes in your life. What do we have at the foundation, please? King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy at the foundation of the reading. Gemini, I'm picking up an energy here of emotional manipulation, emotional abuse. People taking advantage of you and trying to manipulate you with this overwhelming sense of responsibility as a means to keep you from getting on your intended path. But Gemini, I'm also getting that this is all a test. It was all meant to happen like this. I just heard these are what success stories are made out of. There's this overwhelming sense of accomplishment that I'm picking up for you on the other side of all this. I can feel you looking back over this time when you felt stuck and hadn't made the decision yet to push forward in power and go after whatever this is here that I'm picking up on. It's like the story about how you harness the courage to do it is something you take with you through the rest of your life. It's a story of hope. It's the kind of story that other people hear that can have a positive impact on their lives too. It's usually in these moments that you start to see that there's something much bigger at play here. It goes beyond just you. What do we have at the sacral, please? Page of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy right underneath that Queen of Pentacles. Goes along with this message perfectly, Gemini. See, these are shadow energies. So this is essentially what's holding you back. And right here we have this Page of Pentacles underneath this Queen of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles in its shadow is an energy of missing out on opportunities. It's an energy that's holding you back. It's like you can't progress forward. You have this short-term focus. See, being mainline to the matrix is to have a short-term focus. Everything is disposable. Everything is here today and gone tomorrow. No one's playing the long game. Everybody is just trying to get what they can right now, and they don't think about the repercussions that they may face in the future. There's so much fear inside the collective right now because of the state of the world that people are just trying to get what they can, just to get by. Everything and everybody is for sale, it seems. Everybody seems to have their price. This is being orchestrated, and everybody will be judged at the end of this. So it's very important that you're making decisions that are in alignment with your highest good. Break away from the herd. Carve out your own path if you have to. And focus more on how things are going to look in the long run. Just take your time, move in a more methodical fashion, go at your own pace, and don't allow the noise and distraction of the matrix to inject fear into you. In a time where everybody and everything is for sale, be an individual whose value is so high you can never be bought. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Two of Cups, Cancer energy, Salos, coming in right underneath this Ace of Pentacles. So it's like here comes the divine, trying to get you on path, right? Hand of God energy. And then here comes this energy, Two of Cups. This is an energy of somebody who's very jealous and envious of you. They'll ignite arguments with you as a means to distract you from getting on path. And this is going to increase, Gemini. The more you start moving in this direction, they'll come at you with everything they have. But the way this energy will show up in your waking life, again, is by way of arguments, negative projections, and trying to inject fear into you so they can somehow try and keep you beneath them. Blocked solar plexus energy. It's an energy of feeling inferior to an energy around you. For some of you, this could be a family member or this overwhelming sense of responsibility that always has you holding back. What do we have with heart? Six of Swords, Seer, dangerous writings. Unbelievable. This is an energy of feeling like you can't move forward. It's like you're stuck. This energy is trying to block you. This is what this is all about, right? Some of you are dealing with dynamics with parents that are trying to overload you with their karmic baggage, make you feel like you owe them or make you feel like you have some sort of responsibility to them, essentially holding you back from living your life. Now, that message is not going to be for all of you, okay? I've had messages like that come through before in my readings. Then there's always somebody in the comments that's like, oh, well, I have to take care of my parent because of this, that, and the other. They have this health condition. Chances are, if that's you, then this reading's not for you, okay? Or that part of the reading's not for you. Use discernment. This is something different. The people you're dealing with here are able-bodied, okay? They have an ulterior motive. They're trying to stop you from getting on the path that you're being called to get on because at some point in their life, somebody distracted them from getting on the path. That's it. You're dealing with somebody or somebodies that is jealous of the opportunities that you have, and they don't want you to go after it because they never had the courage to do that in their life. And then we have Ibamia, Alchemy and Transformation, which is the Hermit, Virgo energy, right underneath that Four of Pentacles. So here you are, holding back, and then here you are, going on a quest for your personal truth. You're being called, Gemini. It's very clear, especially with this Hermit right at that heart position, because throughout this reading, I've been talking about this calling coming from within. There's something for you. A lot of you know what it is, or you have an idea, but you're scared. And Gemini, I got to tell you, that fear is a further confirmation that that's the direction you need to be going, because it's never going to be a smooth transition, and there's never not going to be fear on that path. Not in the beginning, anyway. Once you cross the threshold, the fear starts to dissipate, and you look back and you start to wonder why you didn't do it sooner, because there was really nothing to be fearful of. The fear is all a part of the programming that keeps you engaged inside this karmic cycle that you're being guided to break away from here. I just heard that this path is just for you, which speaks about you not getting anybody's support. Nobody can understand where you're going because nobody you know has been down this path. So how on earth could they possibly give you any supportive advice? Now, if you do have somebody around you who is being supportive and telling you to go after it, then you're lucky. You're amongst the few. And if you do have somebody like that in your life, never let them go. What do we have at the throat, please? Ah, perfect. 8 of Pentacles, Virgo energy, Lekabel. God, the teacher, intellectual talent, provides knowledge. Further reiterating everything that I just spoke about with this hermit. Something here that is just for you. It has to do with something that you're very good at, Gemini. For some of you, it's some sort of creative talent, but it can really be in any sector. Some of you are meant to be teaching something. Some of you are intellectuals. Some of you are guides that help other people. I'm getting a lot off this 8 of Pentacles here. But you're most definitely being positioned right underneath this Ace of Wands and right next to this Hermit. This is divinely guided, Gemini. This is big energy here. For some of you, it's related to an apprenticeship. I feel like that might be for younger Geminis, okay? But it doesn't really matter. But I am getting that here. There's a lot of creativity here. This is actually a very beautiful energy. Ace of Wands, Hermit, 8 of Pentacles. That's somebody who's got something beautiful and magical that you're meant to be doing here. What do we have at the third eye? Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy at the third eye. Fahalia, God the Redeemer, serves against enemies of religion. Everything just has this way of magically coming together in your life, Gemini. There's a perspective that you start to have when you step into this new timeline over your life previous to that moment. You start to see things much clearer. You can actually start to recognize everything that was holding you back. Person, place, behavioral pattern, whatever it may be. It's like you have this aha moment. There's a lot of healing here as well. Emotional healing. But this is coming in right at the third eye. So this whole path that you're being guided to is something that you intuitively know you're supposed to be going toward. And this Queen of Cups is right underneath this 7 of Wands. You start to look back on all this distraction, all this energy that was trying to discourage you, and you see that it was all a part of some dark force that was trying to keep you from getting on your intended path. When you get on your intended path, Gemini, the one that the divine wrote into your mission statement before you even came here, the way you view life and everyone in it changes. There's also this adjustment period that you go through because a lot of what is illuminated to you in regards to your previous life and everything that was holding you back, it's pretty shocking, Gemini. I gotta say, based off of my own experience, you never really get to a point where it's something that you can fully accept. You get to a point where you just live with it, because you start to see that there really is 2 kinds of people in this world. People that are awake and people that are asleep. And unfortunately, there's way more people that are asleep than awake. And typically speaking, all those people that are asleep are all the people you've had to leave behind. And that brings with it a reality that can be hard to accept at times. And you start to see that the life you lived before the one that you're stepping into was sadly all a lie. But it was a lie that was keeping you from something so outrageously important that you need to accomplish in your life, Gemini. We all have this allocated position that the universe is trying to guide us to. That's going to be different for everybody. But with that in mind, there is a force that is also inside the universe that wants to keep you from getting into that allocated position. And that force that wants to keep you, sadly, is going to show up in all the individuals around us. Whether they know that they're being used by this dark force to hold you back from fulfilling your mission can be argued. But one thing is absolutely certain. In order to be used by this dark force, it takes an individual living their life in a very particular way that is not even close to being in alignment with their highest good. Simply put, they make themselves a vessel for some sort of dark force or possessive kind of entity rather, that uses that person to do their bidding. What do we have at the crown to close this out for Gemini, please? Judgment, Imma Mia at the crown. Pluto, Scorpio energy. God hidden in darkness. Atonement of errors. Destroys the power of enemies and humiliates them. These cards here, I only really read as uprights, and these I read as essentially reversals. But I'm going to consider this card, because it came out in reverse, in both polarities, because I feel it speaks on the message that they want me to close this reading with. There's a mass awakening taking place in not only your life, Gemini, but inside the entire collective. You are a part of the individuals that have been called to awaken to your path and get moving. The individuals you're dealing with are avoiding waking up to the truth, and they refuse to self-examine. They know that you've received this inner calling, and they're doing whatever they can to make sure you don't make the final decision and step into your purpose. If you could see what was taking place here on the spiritual plane, Gemini, you would see it as nothing short of an all-out war. We live inside this illusion. We live inside a lie that wants to keep us from seeing the truth. But if you could see everything that was taking place in your life on the spiritual plane, Gemini, you wouldn't even hesitate making the moves that you need to start heading in this direction. There's also this deep knowing that these individuals have inside of them that once you step onto this path, judgment will start unfolding in their life. And this is why they're trying to stagnate you from moving forward in power. Gemini, this is the message I have available to you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you would like a personal reading, you can find all of my contact details in the description below this video. And thank you for your donations, Gemini. Take care.